Oh, okay. Hello, nerds. We are trying things and doing stuff. That's not right. No, that's not right either. Pushing all the buttons and we're doing the wrong thing. There we go. Nope. There we go. Hello, nerds. Sorry for the crazy just now. But we are doing another live show for the week. Next week there will be no live show because Valentine's Day is Monday, which means Friday I have to work all day in order to make up for taking time off for Valentine's. So we won't have time to do the live show. But the and I'm clipping. I apologize for that first little bit. Hello, check. Okay, but we will have a regular show at the beginning of next week. Or, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so, news. Let's do the thing and do the stuff. Ooh, there we go. Cool. And right off the bat, I need headphones because we're going to do a thing with a trailer, apparently. So let's check out this trailer. Okay, headphones active. Let's get into this. So first up, we have a trailer for... Oh, it's a trailer for all Black Adam, Batman, The Flash, Aquaman. Video unavailable. Oh no. I wonder if we can go to the YouTubes and see it. Let's see. I'm live now. Go figure. Let's see what happens if we type in Black Adam. 9 hours ago. So this must be it. DC Heroes. 2 minutes 35 seconds. All right, let's do this. See if you guys can hear that. Nope. Hold on. Sorry, the audio is not cooperating. So let's try this one more time. There we go. All right, let's start it over. All right, starting it over. Kino check, of course. All right.
Who are you under there? What are you hiding?
That was a
My son
ADR.
world. That's why he saved me. You can go
to any timeline, any universe. Why'd fight to save this one?
That was Bruce Wayne, Michael Keaton's voice.
The hero.
I just got goosebumps.
The world needs heroes.
No one will.
Come with us.
Oh,
Glorious world out there,
that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome.
waiting for you.
Are you in?
What do we got here? Oh.
She's out.
Oh, this is the other Black Adam trailer. We've seen this before. Yeah, alright. This is why I don't like checking out the stuff on something that is not the direct channel, because this Kino Check channel, well, oftentimes they do have the actual trailer, which we just saw the first half here. They always try and make it their own and make it so that it's something unique so that they can get all of the clicks, but even though it's not any actual substance. So the second half of this 2.5 minutes is not actually what we were looking for. It's just this first bit. But here's a fun little thing at the beginning of this. There's some obvious ADR right here.
Who are you under there?
That was not her voice. So that wasn't that. Not only was that not Zoe Kravitz's voice, that was also like really poorly lined up with the mouth. Let's go back and play that one more time. Look at her mouth.
Who are you under there?
Like they had to digitally manipulate that to make it line up, and it's rather poor.
What are you hiding?
That's cool.
That's why he saved me.
You can go to any timeline, any universe. Why fight to save this one?
So that's really interesting right there. 5 seconds is... Oh, wait. We do have a frame to frame now, don't we? Custom script. No, where is it? No, I don't think we do. Speed, video filter, pop-up player. Oops. I thought we had skip frame. Alright, we'll just play it and try and pause it. So this,
You can go to any timeline.
right there, is he looking at an old bat suit? Or maybe, I don't know, Batgirl? Maybe that's Batgirl. Because, like, it's obviously a black suit. This looks like there's a cape here. But the arm seems small for Batman. Maybe that's Batgirl. Interesting. All right, so continuing on.
Any universe. Why fight to save this one?
What could be greater than a king?
Aquaman in a black suit.
The hero.
I just got goosebumps.
If we don't stand up, no one will.
Come with us.
Right there, that's the next one. That is Hawkman. That's, what's his name from Leverage. I can't think of dude's name right now, but yeah. That looks really cool. Like, this looks like, oh, what is the name of the place where Shazam gets his powers? Kondak? In like, it showed up, infiltrated this, like, neighborhood, it looks like, because you see the bike, and then what looks like could have been maybe some sort of selling booths, stairs up to what look like apartments in the background. Very interesting.
It's a glorious world out there. Where
That is, that's not the Atom, is it? It kind of looks like it could be, and he's getting huge. So maybe it is.
waiting for you.
And then Dr. Fate, Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate is gonna be pretty cool. Even though, like, I feel like the aging is off. Huh. All right, so there we are. That is the Black Adam at the DC Heroes trailer that was released this morning. I feel like they're starting to learn. Very apprehensive with when I say this, but I feel like they're starting to learn their lesson when it comes to that kind of stuff. The world needs heroes. This is just a breakdown of the trailer, so yeah. Simu Liu joins the Barbie movie. Fun. Ahsoka series casts Ray Stevenson. Oh, let's get into that. Some more Star Wars action. Ray Stevenson has joined the cast of the upcoming Star Wars series Ahsoka. Stevenson is said to be playing a villain in the series, an admiral, but not Grand Admiral Thrawn. I can't remember who Ahsoka was hunting for, but I don't know. Maybe they'll use him for that. 57-year-old actor joins Rosario Dawson, who plays the titular character. What it is said, Ahsoka Tano journeys from one end of the galaxy to another in search of Grand Admiral Thrawn. Oh, no, that's who she's looking for, is Thrawn. Duh. So he's not going to be Thrawn, former commander in the Empire. The cast also includes Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Ivana Sakno, Natasha Liu Bordizzo, and Hayden Christensen will be back as Anakin Skywalker, which follows Christensen returning as Anakin and Vader in May's Obi-Wan series. Grand Admiral Thrawn is yet to be cast. Ahsoka is set to be going into principal photography in April. But yeah, no new news other than this. But that's cool. More casting in the Star Wars universe. Blade Runner 2099 getting a live action sequel. Oh, let's get into that. Blade Runner 2099 live action series is in development for Amazon Prime from Ridley Scott. That's cool. Details include the series is getting fast-tracked as the show is said to be in priority development at Amazon Studios. They're trying to make up for all of the horribleness that was, 2 or 3 days ago when they released the pictures of the Lord of the Rings, and people went, wait a minute, those female dwarves have no beards. That's weird. Also, just the race swapping is not necessarily called for, but I don't know. I could give or take the race swapping in a mythical story, but when it is very explicit that dwarven women have beards, I feel like that is a little too far. And it also doesn't make sense that in the current social climate, females with beards would not be a priority. I don't know. That just seems a little silly. But we're not talking about Lord of the Rings. We're talking about Blade Runner 2099. So this will be another series. Ridley Scott just did the second season of Raised by Wolves on HBO Max, which I have yet to watch, but awesome. First season, at least. So live action series will be a follow-up to the recent film sequel Blade 2049, which was released in 2017 by Denis Villeneuve, and per the title, will be set 50 years after that sequel. Silke Luisa, the showrunner of Apple TV Plus's upcoming drama series Shining Girls, is writing and executive producing Blade Runner 2099. Ridley may direct if the series moves forward. Who is on board as executive producer? Cool. That's really cool. First Blade Runner came out in 1982. Wow. We'll be definitely keeping tabs on that. Marvel celebrating Jim Lee. Congratulations, Jim Lee, for getting old, I would imagine. Marvel Comics announces new Thunderbolts comic book. This is interesting, because there is a rumor that the Thunderbolts are going to be featured in live action very soon. So this will definitely feed into those rumors, because we all know that the comic books are the proving ground for live action these days, as far as everything is concerned with Mr. Feige. So Marvel Comics has announced a new Thunderbolts comic book will be released starting in May from writer Jim Zub and artist of Sean Izaakse. Sure? Okay. Sorry. I don't know how that name is pronounced. Redeeming justice like lightning. The all-new Thunderbolts, states Marvel.com. Spinning out of Devil's Reign, Jim Zub and Sean Izaakse Sorry. I'm just going to get it wrong until I get it right. Introduce a new iteration of the iconic Thunderbolts this May. Details include that Hawkeye will lead the new team. Oh, that's cool. Based out of New York City, which also includes Spectrum, America Chavez, Power Man, Persuasion, and includes the debut of a new character, Guts and Glory, an experienced cyber soldier. Okay. Let's see if we can see the artwork. So, Hawkeye. Who else did they say was going to be in here? Spectrum, America Chavez, Power Man, Persuasion, and Guts and Glory. So, Spectrum, America Chavez, Power Man, Guts and Glory. I don't know. Weird. Okay. And then it goes into a breakdown of what it is. No, that's Power Man. That's Power Man right there. That must be Guts and Glory. Who's the purple chick? I don't know. But she's in all of these covers. Down with Fisk. Hawkeye wants you for the real Thunderbolts. Huh. All right. That's coming out in May. Again, probably a likely proving ground for the ideas they have for the series. Marvel's Moon Knight featured on Empire Magazine. Okay. Norman Reedus unsure about Ghost Rider. Spider-Man spinoff Kraven the Hunter cast Russell Crowe. Interesting. It's learned that Russell Crowe has joined the cast of Sony's Spider-Man spinoff Kraven the Hunter movie that will star Aaron Taylor Johnson as the titular character. Details are being kept under wraps, but it is said that Russell Crowe might be playing father of Kraven, which would make sense if Aaron Taylor Johnson is playing Kraven. Crowe is definitely old enough, or at least looks old enough to be his dad. In the comics is a Soviet aristocrat who fled to the United States with his family in 1917 after the Russian nobility was decimated by the February Revolution and subsequent collapse and reign of Tsar Nicholas II. Cool. Recent rumors also claim that Sony is casting Chameleon and Calypso for the flick, as in the comics. I can speak. Chameleon is Kraven's half-brother, and Calypso has been Kraven's lover. Interesting. So, rumor mill stuff right here. As these rumors evolve, we will be keeping tabs on them here on the channel. So, stick around. Do the thumbs up so that it lets you know when things happen. Subscribe, you know, all the stuff. Anyway, continuing on. Brie Larson, we don't care. DC Comics announces Dark Crisis. Oh no, another cash grab for DC. Another crisis. You're gonna kill the Justice League in one book, but then you have them going through another crisis and another. Just the modern comic continuity is kind of hot garbage. Spinning out of the death of the Justice League and kicking off with Free Comic Book Day comes the next big event from DC Comics with Dark Crisis, a 7-issue monthly long 7-issue long series released monthly, I think is what they are trying to say. Details include that the heroes left behind must come together to combat this great evil and save the lost Justice League. See, nobody stays dead in the comics. But what happens when not everyone agrees to join the fight? DC released a trailer. Oh, hey, trailer. We have a trailer. So this will be spoilery, I guess, if you don't want to know who survives into the next event. If you're reading DC right now, which not a lot of people are. So Dark Crisis, Joshua Williamson.
Well, the thing that's spinning out of that is our big blockbuster event of the summer, Dark Crisis. Dark Crisis number 1 starts in...
So let's look at this picture real quick. It's all of the implications here are that Batman is the only one who survives, or is that implying that Slade Wilson becomes Batman after Batman dies? Because all of these guys in the back, Aquaman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Arrow, probably Black Canary, Jon Stewart, Hawkgirl, John Jones, and I don't know who that is. Somebody behind Aquaman. they all look like very spirity. So that must be who all dies in the death of the Justice League. So everyone up here in the front is still alive. We have Titans over here. We have the kids of the Justice League here. But Batman being split with Slade Wilson, that's an interesting... Anyway, continuing with the trailer.
And really, to me, it's a story about all these things that we love of the DC. It's about the generation of...
Oh, wait. So, in remembrance, these statues, we have Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. So maybe Batman does die? Maybe Slade does pretend to be Batman?
And I really wanted to show...
Yeah, see, here we go again. Oh, no, but this time everyone's alive. Except for maybe these disembodied heads, but whatever.
From new, different perspectives.
We have another female Robin. New female Robin.
Them having to deal with Crisis for the first time. Before Dark Crisis #1 starts in June, we have 2 one-shot specials that will be bridging...
I'm really digging the artwork.
And with Dark Crisis #1. First, there will be the Dark Crisis 0, which will be coming out on free comic.
Who is the... Oh, come on.
It's me and Jim Chung, and we are telling a story about the Justice League coming out on...
Alright, so let's take a look at... Is that... what Lucius's son? I can't think of his name. Lucius Fox's son as the new Batman is what it looks like. And then Superboy, and then Wonder Girl. Huh, okay.
It's me and Jim Chung, and we are telling a story about the Justice League and showing why the Justice League matters and why the Justice League is great and why it is such an important part of the DCU, and then how people are dealing with it, like what happens after Justice League is gone, after they lose. And then we were doing a Justice League Road to Dark Crisis one-shot special, and it's going to be
Road to Dark Crisis, he says.
With Justice League 75, we had this great cover by Daniel Sampere, and I wanted to work with Daniel for a really long time, but he's actually going to be the artist on the series, and the art that he is doing is amazing. The stuff that we've seen on issue 1 is so cool, it's so epic.
Yeah, I'm digging that art.
Showcases some of the best parts of the DCU, and it showcases this great look at what this event is going to be. In Justice League 75, when the Justice League lose, all of these new heroes, they have to decide whether or not they're going to be able to step out of the shadows of the previous Justice League and rise up and try to save Earth Zero and try to save the multiverse. It's been really fun to see how different characters react to a crisis.
Oh, that's really cool. I'm really digging this art. This is great art.
Able to really embrace it and become a better hero. This event is going to be a very fun, different event for the DCU, and it is not going to be what you'd expect.
They say that with every crisis. It's going to be something brand new, and then it's kind of all been the same stuff, so whatever. Marvel announces new future Moon Knight comic book. Oh, that's cool. 6,000 years into the future. Disney Plus series starring Oscar Isaac debuting next month. Marvel Comics follows suit and announces debut of new Moon Knight comic book series. Details include the series will be titled Moon Knight Black, White, and Blood. And will kick off in April from writer Jonathan Hickman. Oh, this is Hickman's new big thing, not Spider. No. They said he was going to Spider-Man. Maybe I'm just remembering my writers incorrectly. Huh. And comes out in April. Cool. So, Moon Knight readers, there you go. Brand new Moon Knight book. Oh, that's interesting too. So Daredevil's going to leave Netflix in March, but it was produced by Netflix. I thought they owned the actual episodes, so that's really interesting. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. If it goes to Disney Plus, then I would say that we can bet on at least hearing some rumors of them rebooting the series or something like that. If it goes to Hulu, it'll probably go to Hulu to die. DC shows off Batman, Black Adam, blah, blah, blah. We just watched that. Superman and Lois season 3, Flash season 9 said to be happening. We got some rumors, it looks like. While not officially confirmed by the network, Production Weekly lists Superman and Lois 3 in its latest report that released on Thursday. So same thing for Flash, it would seem, because Superman and Lois is the only one that's getting decent ratings anymore. Why is Ryan Reynolds holding a lightsaber? A broken lightsaber. Time-traveling trailer stars Ryan Reynolds. Oh, the Atom Project. I've heard some buzz about this, actually. Mark Ruffalo, Jennifer Garner, Zoe Saldana. First poster has also been released. Past meet future. Interesting. All right, let's watch this trailer now. So this is the trailer for the new Netflix movie, I believe, Atom Project, starring Ryan Reynolds, which is set to be released March 11th. Let's check this out.
What's going on, honey?
Jennifer Garner.
You've been suspended for fighting.
I know, you think I'd be better at it by now. Dad would.
I miss him too, you know. But son, you need to think about your future.
Okay, Mark Ruffalo is his dad.
Sooner than you think.
Producers and star and producers. Oh, director, star, and producers. There we go. Of Free Guy.
I don't think we should be out here. Who's there?
Take it easy.
Or, you know, fall down and scream.
You know how to get in my dad's garage. You know how to close the fridge. We have the same scar.
Right here.
And you're wearing my dad's watch.
This watch.
You're me.
That's classified, but yes.
This was. Where are you going?
Time travel exists. This world, our world, everything has already been changed. That's why we're gonna put the genie back in the bottle.
Oh, so it's not really a lightsaber.
Adam? Dad.
That looks pretty cool, actually.
That was awesome.
All right. So yeah, Atom Project, that looks pretty great. What was the release date again? March 11th, directed by Sean Levi. Walker Scoble as young Adam. Cool. So we're going to be checking that one out for sure. Quantum Leap reboot lands Helen Shaver as director and executive producer. Any word? Let's see if there's any word yet. On Scott Bakula coming back. With details from Quantum Leap reboot include that it is a follow-up series set in this present time. It has been 30 years since Dr. Sam Beckett stepped up. Blah, 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 blah. Bakula is not presently involved. Huh. Conversations about potentially getting involved, so cross your fingers. So he is potentially going to come back, but he won't be leading the series, it sounds like. Oh, another trailer. Good lord, we got all the trailers today. All right, so the new Daily Wire movie, Terror on the Prairie. Daily Wire actually just debuted another movie that I didn't know was coming just a couple days ago, which is apparently free on YouTube. So, yeah, you can go watch that yourself. We're going to watch this. Is it a horror movie, or is it a...
I'm gonna pack the wagon and take our children out of this godforsaken place.
So, no, not a horror movie. Thriller, maybe, but not horror.
You move, guy.
What do you want?
Your sins have found you out. And now they are visited upon your whole family.
So, here's the thing about, I think it was June, like June 10th or something is the actual release date on that. I don't know why I know that. I can't remember. Anyway, the thing about short trailers like this is we don't get a whole lot of the performance, which makes me a little apprehensive. But, I don't know, supporting the Daily Wire, especially if they're going to do release like they did for their most recent movie and just do it free on YouTube. Yeah, why not? Hyperion's superhero trailer comes from Ben Shapiro. Oh, we got another Daily Wire. Wow. Superhero flick that comes from Ben Shapiro's conservative Daily Wire brand and website. The Daily Wire acquired and bought the domestic rights to the indie superhero comedy The Hyperions from Saban Films, which bought the rights itself last summer. So to be clear, it's not like the Daily Wire developed and produced the flick. They just bought the rights to distribute and release it, which they will make available to its members on March 10th. So this one's coming. Wow, they are really ramping up their production side of things. Because if this is March and then Terror on the Prairie is June, that's pretty... And then they just released one just within the last few days. So let's check out this trailer.
My name is Vista Mandelbaum. My brother and I have taken 4 hostages.
Everybody against the wall.
We've come for one thing. Our Titan badges.
Is this real?
Yes, ma'am, this is real.
Can I sign this?
Well, I want
It's the police. They want to talk to whoever's in charge.
This Titan badge can grant an individual superhuman power.
Perhaps it's time for someone else to take on the responsibility.
Oh, Carrie Elwes. Really?
I'd recommend next time using your power.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you think so.
Calling all Hyperions.
On my way.
You're making such a mess in here.
Carrie Elwes is always a win.
Shots fired! God, come on, give me my gun! Suit up for adventure.
Always a win.
She's trying to destroy me.
Next question. How's the family?
The family is, gosh, what is it?
Marvelous.
Huh. It's the only name I recognize on the trailer, or on the poster, but yeah, still. Carrie Elwes is always a win. New Star Wars rumor. Good lord, it is a good week for news, apparently. Lucasfilm may be considering some sort of new Jedi Order project that would connect to its Disney sequel trilogy. Info comes from a podcast from The Ringer about the Book of Boba Fett final episode, where a reporter works for Vanity Fair, Joanna Robinson, who also happens to be writing a book about Marvel, mentions that she has heard whispers that Lucasfilm is interested in developing a new Jedi Order, which would be about a Jedi Order set after the Disney sequel trilogy. Huh, so it would be a new trilogy movie from the rumors. Interesting. Darth Vader rumors surround Obi-Wan Kenobi. Of course, we're going to see Vader. Why is that a rumor? I don't know. Something. Firestarter reboot. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I don't think we're going to watch another trailer, though. Jurassic World Dominion trailer. If you like Jurassic World, then you probably have already seen it. I'm not big on the World franchise, the new Jurassic Park stuff anyway. Confirms release date, possible Super Bowl trailer for Obi-Wan Kenobi. May 25th. Oh, that's right. That got announced yesterday, I believe. So, Henry Cavill, rumored for Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon. Jared Leto Morbius poster teases a new Marvel legend arrives. All right. Season 3 rumored to be the last for Mando. Review for Episode 7, Book of Boba Fett. Book of Boba Fett. Grand Inquisitor in Obi-Wan. And then we are back to where... Cad Bane gets Star Wars poster from Book of Boba Fett. Justice League becomes dinosaurs in Jurassic League. Yeah, alright, we're done here. Let's move right along. Moving right along. Going to rumor mongers. We got this covered. Garbage rumor mongers, I guess, is probably the most appropriate for that one. Oops. All right. Simu Liu, we already covered that. Lord of the Rings, showrunners reveal biggest change they're making to the story. So let's get into this, I guess, since we already kind of broached the subject. A lot of fans who are positively stoked. Are there, though, about Lord of the Rings? Rings of Power. Many have also raised concern about inevitable changes Amazon might make to Tolkien's established lore. Well, according to what executive producers have revealed in Vanity Fair's extensive feature on the series, the biggest hurdle so far has been the issue of time. Even though the events of Lord of the Rings only take 1 year to unfold, the history of the world comprises a rich and expansive narrative that spans more than 9,000 years. Amazon's new adaptation happens somewhere in between, detailing the destruction and havoc Sauron leaves in his wake through the Second Age of Middle-earth. Tale being told in Rings of Power and the fall of Numenor is also centuries in the telling. That's why the writers have had to condense the narrative into much shorter. So they're not even going to talk about, and also why elves with short hair, since when is that a thing? All right, so talked to the Tolkien estate. He said, if you're true to the exact letter of the law, you're going to be telling a story in which your human characters are dying off every season because you're jumping 200 years in time. Then you're not meeting really big, important canon characters until season 4. Look, there might be some fans who want us to do a documentary of Middle Earth, but we're going to tell one story that unites all these things. Fit their... What is this? Warping the history of the Legendarium to fit their narrative. All right, where are you taking us now? We got this covered. J.D. Payne describes the upcoming series as the novel Tolkien never wrote. Yeah, because it's got stuff that is not in his very detailed lore. Fantasy World has some of the most passionate and fervent fans in the entire world, and wherever that's the case, you can almost be certain that there will be a degree of gatekeeping involved. Heaven forbid. People want you to honor the source material. Okay. And that particularly true when it comes to Amazon's live-action adaptation, which has received its fair share of controversy over the past 4 years. In fact, the showrunners are aware of the high expectations, mostly thanks to Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings film trilogy. They know that this will be a far more than a simple one-to-one adaptation. McKay outlined how the show will incorporate the magic rings in the narrative. Recent Vanity Fair... Again, nothing that really is what is the reason people are upset about this. Why do you do this to me? Oh, I think we need to go back anyway. Okie dokie. Tubi expand. Oh, interesting. So, free TV streaming service Tubi is signed a new deal with G Kids, so it's going to be expanding their animated. Oh, also interesting, Tubi is owned by Fox. I did not know that. Tubi announced today that the Fox-owned streaming service has entered a content partnership with the animated film distributor G Kids to add Academy Award-nominated films Ernest and Celestine, A Cat in Paris, and others to the streaming library this year. Deal expands Tubi's animated catalog, which already includes anime films from art house distributor 11 Arts, such as Satoshi Kon's Millennium Actress and Naoko Yamada's Liz and the Bluebird. While G Kids is a big distributor of anime in the in the U.S., organizing the annual Studio Ghibli Fest with Fathom, interesting. The disturbing news releases like Belle, the slate of upcoming titles to Tubi are centered around European animators. Huh. So there you go. More content on free streamers is always a good thing. Oh. Also getting into Rob Zombie's The Munsters. Earlier today, Rob Zombie broadcast a new casting decision on his official Instagram page. He has shared that Jorge Garcia, noting that one of the photos was straight from the set of The Munsters. We're probably going to have to open this in Instagram. All right. Who is he supposed to be? And there he is. I don't know who that character is. Don't make no sense. I say. Alright, whatever. So yeah, Jorge Garcia joins the cast as someone. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Knuckles dominates in new Super Bowl spot. Kingsley Ben Adir to lead King Richard, director's Bob Marley biopic. Huh. I think we might have hit all of the really big ones. I mean, I have other places that I get news from. when I'm doing research for a proper episode, but for the live episodes, I'm only willing to go so far and show you guys how I find this stuff. For unknown reasons, fans want director's cut of Spider-Man 3. Of course they would. Lightsaber colors in Star Wars mean that's the color of the Kyber crystals. Good lord. I don't remember what lore they came up with to explain away Samuel L. Jackson's pimp saber, the purple saber, but yeah, the color of the Kyber crystal is what determines the color, unless it's a corrupted Kyber crystal, in which case you're Sith and you had to corrupt your Kyber crystal, and that's what made it red. But I digress. Gambit producer offers new details on canceled X-Men spinoff. It's not happening, so whatever. Adam Project. Will Smith would love to see a Suicide Squad Ayer cut. That would be cool. Bum. Tara Reid inexplicably cast as a British secret agent in new thriller. Yeah, I don't think we need to go any further into that one. Let's go to gaming. We're done with movies. Breath of the Wild 2 have multiplayer options. Activision announces Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty Warzone 2 for 2022. Assassin's Creed game going back to franchise's roots. Interesting. Oh, the Nintendo Direct happened. We're getting Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings on the Switch, I think is the most exciting thing. Well, I guess the new Kirby game, as well as the 40-something tracks in Mario Kart. But they're all retro tracks. They're just updated versions of retro tracks. And that is all of the... Yeah. All right, let's go actually to comicbook.com and see what they've got for us, shall we? Apex Legends Season 12 accidentally gives some players a big advantage. Ooh. Season 12 has been live on Nintendo Switch, PC, PS4, and Xbox One for a few days, and it's brought with it a long resurgence of interest and players. With Season 12, Respawn Entertainment and EA introduced Mad Maggie to the game's growing roster of characters, or as they are called in-game, Legends. It's still early days, but right now it looks like Mad Maggie isn't penetrating the top of the meta anytime soon. That said, with a secret buff, Watson players may be on the come-up. Apex Legends player and Watson user relayed word that with Season 12, Watson got an accidental buff, and a pretty major one at that. Accidental buff involves visual bug with a new legendary emote for the character, which when used in a match, reduces the size of the character's silhouette. Oh. Hitbox doesn't change, but the character is still smaller than she normally would be. And being smaller is important. There's a reason why sweaty Wrath players use bald versions of the character, as the silhouette is smaller. So nothing crazy, but I can see how that would change the advantage in a game. Oh, we are not getting into wrestling. Let's go to comic books. How about that? So, new Harley Quinn book. While Harley Quinn has been in the DC Universe since the 90s, she's undeniably become a popular character, inspiring movies, animated series, and countless comics. Harley's story has been afraid to go into some unexpected and wide-ranging places. That was especially the case in her Someone Strange Love Adventure. One saw her develop a romantic bond and the sharing of powers with a well-known DC anti-hero. Oh Lord, we're really not going to talk about Poison Ivy. That's a spoiler somehow. Oh no, that's not Poison Ivy. It's Black Adam. Interesting. Huh. So I guess currently Black Adam and Harley Quinn are a couple. I guess I've kept my head out of DC books for too long at this point. Devil's Reign pays homage to best Daredevil story ever. Reveals Flashpoint beyond details and stunning new covers. Let's take a look at this a little bit. Come on now. There we go. That is some great art. Superman Prime. In the Flashpoint universe, anyway. Very interesting. Alright, yeah, so what is it exactly we're supposed to be getting from this other than just the fun art? Fan Universe is making... We already talked about the Flashpoint coming back. We already know this. The new covers give us a look at Thomas Wayne and the Psycho Pirate, as well as Project Superman, as in this world, the Kryptonian has been imprisoned since landing on Earth. We also see another group of heroes, including Cyborg, Flash, Shazam. We see Poison Ivy, Grifter, Etrigan, in other covers. So it's just the reveal of those characters. That's all. Clickbaity garbage. Oh, and now we have to go all the way. Bite me. Okay. New Thunderbolts. We already talked about it. Avengers makes a major upgrade to Black Panther's costume. Top 10 comic books rising in value. DC's resurrection of a major Batman villain. Blah 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 blah. All right, yeah, okay. That's about what we got there. So, I think we're getting close to the end of this. Let's check this gaming section. Valorant, blah blah blah. Bully 2 rumors. It's probably shooting down Bully 2 rumors. Lost Ark. Oh, I will do an official address on this, but in the most recent pre-recorded episode, I said Happy Elden Ring Day because I was looking at an old release date. Elden Ring has not yet released. It is coming out on... Where the heck? The 22nd, 25th of this month? Not the 8th. Yeah, no, I don't see the actual release date on here, which is weird. But yeah, it's later this month. It's not out yet. Anyway, official correction will be in the next pre-recorded episode. Dead by Daylight skin, free with Prime Gaming. Mind Management board game. Dead Island 2. Oh, interesting. All right, let's take a look at this. This has been rumored for years and years at this point. Dead Island 2 is not only reportedly still happening, but its release date is apparently not very far away. The sequel to 2011's Dead Island, which we've, again, been hearing about rumors of a sequel since then. And then the official announcement was in 2014. There we go. Unlike its predecessor, which was developed by Techland, the Polish studio that would go on to make Dying Light and Dying Light 2, Dead Island 2 will be made by Spec Ops, the line developer at Jaeger Development. However, in 2016, after development issues, the studio was yanked from the game and replaced by Sumo Digital, team perhaps best known for Crackdown 3, Sackboy, Big Adventure, and Team Sonic Racing. Sumo Digital didn't last very long, though. And for a while, it was unclear what was happening with the game until 2019. Dam Busters Studio, a team best known for 26's Homefront Revolution, was assigned to the development. But since then, we haven't heard much about the project, and we've yet to see a reveal. Still don't have official word, it looks like, but there is rumor. Rumors are saying that Dead Island 2 is still happening and that it'll be out later this year. So there you go. Hopefully that's true. One of the most critically acclaimed video game franchises of all time is coming to Nintendo Switch. Specifically, that franchise in question happens... Oh, that's right. That was also revealed in the Nintendo Direct. We don't have any footage of it right here, though, and I'm not going to go pull up the trailer. Well, I guess I could. Whatever. So, I think we are in a fair spot right now where we can pause things. We will switch over to the chatting screen and come back, and I don't know if we're going to do any game streaming, but we will probably do a couple of proper reactions, since I just have a couple of there's been some new music that's been released that I have been avoiding. It is becoming harder and harder to avoid. So that being said, we're going to take 5, and this is where the news ends. So if you were listening to this in post or on any of the syndicated outlets, then thank you very much, nerds, for joining me. Please join us at the beginning of the week next week. So the episodes get posted on Wednesday is when the pre-recorded episodes get posted, and then all of the clips will follow on all of the other outlets. Yeah, thank you very much, nerds, for joining up to this point. Again, if you are here right now with me live, then we will go into reactions and maybe gaming later, but if you are listening in post, then thank you very much one more time. Before we head out, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here. Okay, we are back. This is going to prove to be very interesting in the post-editing because we're going to do some reactions. So let's actually start in here. I pulled up, what do we have? I pulled up to 3 reactions to do. One of them just came out yesterday. One of them came out a couple of weeks ago, and then one of them is months old, and I just haven't heard it yet, but we're going to take the opportunity to get into it. So, starting the reactions off, hello again, nerds. Let's, hold on, let's take note of where we are, 105, all right. All right. Hello, nerds. We are reacting right now. Let's switch over to this. Hey, hey! We are reacting, and I'm going to move the camera. And we're going to go full screen. We're reacting to Meshuggah. The Abysmal Eye is a track that has been very difficult for me to avoid, honestly. So that's kind of the reason why we're knocking these out. We're going to do Meshuggah, we're going to do Orville Peck's new one, and then we're going to do some Lorna Shore, not Into the Hellfire, because I have heard that one by now. But And I Return to Darkness, I believe, is the name of the track. So let's get into Meshuggah. I'm not going to play the intro here on stream, but if you're watching in post, you just saw the intro, so you know that, you know, this is a thing that I do. I make music, and I feel like I know enough to contribute to the conversation, so let's contribute to the conversation. All right, so expectations for The Abysmal Eye. I do expect that it's going to be a Meshuggah track. Like, what else can I say about Meshuggah? It's going to be very involved. We're going to have to probably stop quite a few times and talk about the way they layer, the way they produce, because a very extreme sound like Meshuggah takes a lot of production in order to make everything fit together. So I think Meshuggah is a fantastic example of quality production for heavy music, and we will get into why that is as we get into the song. So here we go. Yeah, I think that's all we got for expectations. Let's do this. So, all right. So right off the bat, there's a couple of things going on here. First off, we have it just kind of jumps right in your face. So like it's an effective production technique. It's effective songwriting technique, I guess is probably more appropriate, that a lot of bands do with opening tracks. I haven't taken a look at the Immutable track listing, so I don't know if that's the case, if The Abysmal Eye is the opening track, but if it is, that's a very effective way to start a record. But we're going to go back a little bit. Listen to the kick drum on this. I don't know how well it's going to translate through the video, but you can hear, this is the first time I've ever really noticed this in a Meshuggah recording. You can very literally hear the impact, not just the tone of the kick drum, but you can hear the impact of the hammer onto the head of the drum. Like you can hear that thump before you actually hear the tone. So that's, I don't know if they did that on purpose, but I think it's a really interesting way to deal with the transients on the kick drum. It helps kind of punctuate a little bit more. The other thing that has always been kind of a strange issue with me on Meshuggah recordings is while most things do layer in very well, I feel like they are kind of kings of the rock bass syndrome because they play those 8-string guitars and because they play so fast and aggressively, the bass will oftentimes get lost in the mix, very literally. So we're good. Again, listen for bass, listen to the kick drum, and see just the really interesting way they do that. Like the kick drum thing is almost like it's a higher frequency to hear that impact. Wow, that is a 4/4 time signature, something Meshuggah does not do often. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Wow. So when a band like Meshuggah does a 4/4 time signature, it's almost like they're trying to point you in a direction. Like they're saying, this is an important part, listen to it. So very interesting. Very interesting. All right, so as far as layering goes, speaking, since that's been the conversation for this, listen to the atmospheric way that they do their lead guitars. Even solos with Meshuggah feel very atmospheric. The way they have this layered in here almost could be a synth and not a guitar. I'm pretty sure this is the lead section that you're hearing kind of folded underneath the rhythm section, which most bands, I would say, you would produce it the opposite direction, where the lead would sit on top of the instrument mix and then the vocal would sit on the lead, and then rhythm or drums would be right underneath the lead, and then the rhythm, guitar, and bass would be below that as far as the mix goes, generally speaking, for like a verse section and such. That's not what they do here. They have the lead folded in, so it's kind of buried in the mix, which makes it, again, feel much more atmospheric than it would otherwise. So So the last measure changes time. Oh, and that is a fun situation going on there with the times. 1 2 3. And that almost feels the same, but it's not for 4. So here we go. Here's a proper solo. But they do a couple of things to solos that makes them, that is what gives them that kind of bigger feel. There's definitely a reverb on there. And then again, when you mix it when you fold it in a little bit differently the way they do, it makes it part of the picture and not the focus of the picture, if that makes any sense. Like, this is definitely a little bit more traditional on the mix side of things because it is sitting more on top. But honestly, you still got a lot of presence from the rhythm section that other bands would not be as comfortable doing because they're not as crazy different to the two parts. So, yeah. So what they're doing with the rhythm section underneath this solo is what is rhythm displacement. So the accents of the riff that they're playing, so those held notes, are in a different beat each measure, but the phrasing still comes out to 4/4. So once you get to the end of the phrase, if you're counting 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, you're always going to, once they hit the end of whatever length of that phrase is, you're always going to sync back up for a measure. Rhythm displacement is one of the things Meshuggah does very well, and is also one of the things that makes people think that they always write in crazy time signatures. They don't always write in crazy time signatures. They do a lot, but it's not constant, I guess is the point. But it's a lot of fun to listen to either way. All right, so let's see if we can go back and count this. Oops, too far. Gotta find the trick is to get in sync with the drums, and that takes a little bit of doing sometimes. 1 2 3 4. There it is. 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Come on, 2 3 4 1. Yep. 4/4 throughout that. That was really fun though. That was a whole lot of displacement. It felt like the cycle was every third measures when we got back in sync. I would have to go back and count a whole different thing to figure that out exactly, but that's what it felt like. Oh. Is that a Meshuggah breakdown? Oh. Oh, that is awesome. That is a groove. I would go back and count it, but I'm not going to count the entire song. But God, that is. I think that's another 4/4 section, though. But like, it's not required. You don't have to do 4/4 for groove, as Meshuggah has shown us plenty of times before. But they're also now showing us 4/4 is a great way to groove if you can write something crazy. So yeah. 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 That's pretty awesome. I'm kind of glad that I waited and did it for this, because I don't know if I could. I don't react very large to begin with, so like for me to try and fake it would have been painfully obvious. Oof, that is a lot of fun. I cannot wait for the new Meshuggah record. It is going to be fantastic. Like, just without doubt, that is the way it's going to be. So yeah, that's Meshuggah, The Abysmal Eye. Our next reaction, the thing that we are doing. Sorry, I'm doing two things at once. There we go. All right, let's do that. So the next song we're doing is Orville Peck. This just got released yesterday. The name of the song is Come On Baby Cry. So let's do the thing. And expectations, Orville Peck. So the guy who introduced me to Orville Peck described his sound as, or the guitar tone that he uses, as Twin Peaksy. It's a very Twin Peaks kind of sound. So I haven't watched a whole lot of Twin Peaks, but the second I heard it, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. My girlfriend said he reminded her of, what was the Mavericks, and she showed me some of the Mavericks, and yes, very much that. Generally speaking, though, he's a little more subdued than what she showed me of their sound, though very similar in tonal quality. This record, from what I am to understand, because again, it's hard for me to avoid certain things, especially when I work with people who are very into a lot of this music as well. From what I am hearing, this new Orville Peck record is a little more rock-based, still very much country, because that's what Orville Peck does, and just a little bit more upbeat is kind of how I interpreted that. So that's going to be the expectation here, is a little upbeat. But the name of the song is Come On Baby Cry. So I don't know if upbeat is necessarily a fair expectation for something that sounds like it's going for a depressive kind of tone. As far as the video, because this is a proper video this time, as far as expectations for what we're going to see in the video, very flamboyant. I don't know how else to put it. I think I've only seen one Orville Peck video where that was not the most accurate description. And then it was very artsy, but very depressive. I guess is probably a fair way to describe the I can't remember the name of the song. The one with the Chicken Ranch girls. Not Bronco. The boys one. Like Midnight or something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, so I'm expecting it to be a little bit more upbeat. I'm also expecting that expectation to be not fully met because of the name of the song. And the video is going to be bright and shiny. What is it? Dead of Night. There we go. That was the one. Dead of Night is kind of a depressing video, but I mean the quality of the song, and also his cover of Fancy, that video is a little depressing too. Anyway, so this one, those are the expectations. That's my history with the artist. Let's do the thing. So already flashy and flamboyant. The opening cut. So here's something very, very interesting about the production on the recording of this audio. The video so far, pretty standard, shiny country music video, sure. But as far as the... Oh, am I still muted? Am I dumb? Did I do a dumb... desktop audio is still muted. I apologize. We're going to start that over. So let's get back into this. So those are the expectations. Let's get into this video. First thing, it is flashy. Wah! But yeah, so listening to this so far, we are 13 seconds in, and I can already tell we're a little bit more upbeat than Orville normally does. Regular old flashy country music video, kind of 80s throwback look, which is something he is wont to do. But listening to the audio production on this, if you listen to the acoustic guitar, it almost sounds like... So in modern production, an acoustic guitar, generally speaking, you would have a 1/4-inch line to it, just like a regular instrument. You would have it plugged into an amp, and so there would be no need for an external microphone to get that tone. But it sounds like this is not that. It sounds like they, at the very least, have an external microphone pointed at the opening of the guitar, because you can hear the pick strum across those strings, which the atmosphere seems to be a theme with these reaction videos. Kind of adds to the intimate atmosphere that I think is very indicative of Orville's sound just overall. So, digging that a lot. Oh wow, okay, so listening to the backbeat underneath that, there's some definite rhinestone cowboy vibes going on here. That's probably intentional. But listen to his voice. All right, let's go back just a second. Listen to just the purity of the tone of Orville's voice. Right oh, come on. Right here. I can see what they were saying when they said it was much more rock and roll oriented. Still very Orville, very country, very, yeah. So the other interesting thing about that acoustic guitar is I'm pretty sure at this point that it was very likely in the recording studio booth that they had set up to record that acoustic guitar, there was no 1/4-inch input at all for that instrument, because the way it's mixed, you get the pick sound kind of over everything, almost like back when Johnny Cash was recording, and in that kind of era of early days of Johnny Cash, they didn't have a drummer. So Johnny's guitar was the rhythm section. He and the bass player had to be interlocked. And oftentimes Johnny wouldn't even play chords. He would have something across the strings to mute them across the neck. And he would use the pluck sound as almost like a snare kind of tone to keep everyone in time. So that way he didn't have to worry about what his left hand was doing, so he could focus on singing. And it would let the lead guitar player shine because doing lead guitar things. So that is kind of what I feel like they're doing with this acoustic guitar, at least through the chorus, is it's giving, it has a unifying kind of quality to it. And I really dig that. I also think that's Margaret Cho, stand-up comedian. I could be wrong, because I only saw her for a half a second. He's so skinny. Wow. Wow. Listen to that voice this man has. That almost sounds fake, not gonna lie. That is totally pitch corrected. Oh, Orville. Oh, Orville. So listen to it again. You can hear the way that the tone coming from his voice switches those first two notes. There's very little actual slide, and it feels like it is like somebody pressing keyboards, and so it feels very inhuman, that tone. Right here. That's pitch corrected. Aw, that makes me sad. I wonder if that might actually be his boyfriend in this video. If he even has one, I don't know. Oh, man. There it is again. Only this time it's more pronounced. So listen to it again. That's like almost auto-tuned obvious. Was that on purpose? I don't know. But that's so obvious. Like, how could it not be? I'm digging the suit, though. That's great. That is totally Margaret Cho. That's hilarious. Here's the thing about this, too, is I don't think he's part of the Nashville machine. So whatever producer he has on this really knows his stuff, because you've got some great layering. You never, even though the levels change depending on the section of the song, depending on what the instruments are doing, you never lose anything. And you always have bottom end there. The bass is very clear throughout. The only thing you potentially kind of lose when everything's going is the notes from the acoustic guitar, but I don't think the notes from the acoustic guitar are 100% necessary throughout the entire song. So this is very, very well produced.
Come on, baby, cry. Come on, baby.
Bronco, that's the new record. Well, all right. I'm in full screen mode. Let's get out of full screen mode. All right. We might be down from YouTube at this point. Nope, still going. Okay, so that was Orville Peck. Switching back to this. That was Orville Peck. Come on, baby, cry. Yeah, I definitely understand why people are saying that this is a more rock and roll sound for him than the previous stuff that he's put out, but it's still very much him. Yeah, very interested to listen to the rest of the Bronco record, but that's what we got for this reaction. Our next reaction is going to change the conversation kind of considerably because it's Lorna Shore. So, Lorna Shore, where are we? Lorna Shore is kind of the heavy music darling right now. Lorna Shore put out that Into the Hellfire song with their new vocalist, and the heavy community kind of lost their collective minds. Well, I dig it. Like, it's not a bad tune. The breakdown really is pretty freaking epic. But, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get into this conversation throughout this video. This is And I Return to Nothingness. The drum replacements that happen in the Into the Hellfire song are a little egregious. So, I have actually, we'll get into history with the band. Lorna Shore is a band that I have been at least kind of aware of for some time. I found the, oh, I can't remember the name of the single. There was a single that they put out before they got the new vocalist, and the name of it escapes me at the moment. Either way, it was great. It's some blackened deathcore that I feel like is refreshing in modern aggressive music, and Lorna Shore is one of my preferred new bands when it comes to the new stuff. What was going on there? Something happened, technical speaking, on this side. Either way, so I felt like they were kind of a breath of fresh air. Some stuff went down with that vocalist. They had to go through another lineup change and didn't know what to expect of the new guy. But that wasn't the thing that I thought was the biggest departure. I'm pretty sure, and I would have to go back and listen to it because I haven't listened to that other single in a long time at this point. But from that record to this most recent record, it sounds like they did a lot more drum replacement. And again, we'll get into that in a minute. But so I'm expecting history with the band. That's my history with the band. That's what I know of them. This is their third vocalist. I do know that. And took them a while to get as big as they are, but now they're one of the biggest deathcore bands out there. So congratulations to them. I think that Into the Hellfire song, the video for it has like 7 million plays or something like that, which is pretty big for aggressive music. So again, congratulations to the band. So expectations for this track as we trade scenes. Expectations for this track. I expect that we're going to get into the drum replacement conversation, and the production is going to be, the audio production is going to be something to pick apart. As far as video production, I don't expect there to be anything crazy. They do have a pretty solid visual style that they've done with their previous videos, so probably going to continue in that same vein of things. but I expect it to be heavy deathcore, blackened deathcore, if you will. And yeah, we're really probably going to talk a lot about the drums. So that being said, let's get into And I Return to Nothingness. Very cyberpunky kind of visual style. That's new. There's that blackened element. Yep, there it is. Okay. Like we apparently do most times, we are, 42 seconds into the video, but only like 13, 14 seconds into the actual song. Listen to the kick drum, because there is no human drummer on the face of this earth that is that even with their hits, especially when they are that close together. So the speed at which this happens, there should be a lot more variance in the quality of tone that you're hearing from the kick drum, but there's not, because what they have done is what is called drum replacement. So you take the transient, so when you're looking at a wave, the actual audio wave that is created with the on the recording, you get transients. Transients are when the audio spikes, right? So that's a transient. So kick drum is effectively all transients to varying degrees. They're not all going to be the same level of spike, but they are all going to be a unique spike. So what they do with the drum replacement is they take, and pretty much all drums, save for the cymbals, are basically just transients. So you can do this with any drum with a face, with a head, so with skin, effectively. The surface that you hit with a mallet, it's not metal. Because that's all it is a transient, and then it rings. The kick drum is the most notoriously replaced drum on the kit, because, especially in aggressive music, it is the driving force of the song. So if you don't have a drummer who can do that regular, it doesn't have to be exactly the same from hit to hit, but if it's not similar enough that it continues that driving force, then some producers and some bands prefer it this way, which I don't understand. You'll take that transient that the kick creates, use that as a trigger that then triggers a digital drum that then replaces any of the subsequent ring that is created from your drum kick. You can do this live, which is another thing that kind of upsets me about this kind of soulless production, is it's actually relatively easy to do live if you've got the right equipment. But it takes away the feel of the song. It doesn't, if you listen to Eyeless by Slipknot, and you hear the little drum solo that Joy Jordison has in the middle of that song right before they kick into the "Only One of Us Walks Away," it kind of sounds like he's falling down the stairs, and there's all of this really awkward timing and really awkward pitchy kind of drum noise that kind of is the embodiment of feel when it comes to drums. When you replace everything, and then, or what they do first is they quantize it, so they put everything on a grid, and then once it's on the grid and it's in perfect sync with everything else, they then do the drum replacement. So it's totally not human. There's no error, there's no feel. And I think that is the issue that people like myself have when you do drum replacement like this, is it removes the human element to the drums. And if it's the heartbeat of the song, if it's the thing that drives your music, and it's not human, it's harder to relate to. So yeah, that's kind of my little soapbox about drum replacement, and let's get back into the song. I think it's interesting to sorry, 2 seconds into it and then we're stopping already. So, but we're talking about guitars this time. Guitars and actually synths, because these guys have synths. In this intro sequence, they're obviously playing the guitars as evidenced by the video, but like you don't really hear those guitars because the synths are so overpowering. Why even have guitars present if you can't hear them, I think is probably a fair question to ask there. I know it sounds like I'm really ripping on these guys, but I do like Lorna Shore. So let's go back and listen to that a little bit, because it's, so you're listening to two things. You're listening to the kick drum, you're listening to how fake it is and how soulless that makes it feel. And then you're also listening to the layering of the synths over the guitars and how overpowering they are, to the point where you really can't hear the guitars. So we'll go, oops, that was probably a little too far. Nope, we're good. And even here, I feel like the guitars are too far down in the mix. I really dig his voice, though. That's like some neo thrash almost that those guys are playing, but the synths are so overpowering. We have, so when we're talking about the Meshuggah mix and how they brought the lead underneath everything in the mix and it gave it atmosphere, this is the exact opposite. So when you have a synth a sonic layout like this where your synths are part of it, you want those synths to be buried in that mix because it makes everything else feel that much bigger. And I feel like they didn't execute that at all. I feel like the synths are just the focus, even over the vocals, which is a very strange audio choice as well. It's really awesome when you can play that fast and still have a groove, though. It's really funny. Finn McKinty would say this is black metaling in the forest, and that's really what this is. Listen now to the vocal. It's, I mean, the vocal style is as such that it's hard to decipher the words, the lyrics, but you can still hear the dynamics of the vocal, and you can also hear the production on the vocal because we have a fair amount of verb going on here, which is something that not a lot of producers do on an extreme vocal like this. You get a little chorus from time to time just to kind of widen it out, and some stereo widening, sure, but verb not as much. Usually verb is reserved for harmonic or harmony style melody, I guess is the word I was looking for, melody style vocals. So when you hit something more melodic, that's usually where the verb kicks in, because it has a tendency to broaden melodic tone as well as hide little vocal imperfections. which isn't really something you're concerned with on an extreme style of vocal like this. So it's very interesting that they went with that much verb. But it works, and that's the thing that I think is very interesting about it, is while it's not advised, it's all theory, man. So you can go against theory as long as you do it right. You can pull it off, and I feel like they pulled it off pretty well. We finally are to a point where the synths are underneath the guitar. Why did it take almost halfway through the song to do that? Ooh, hey, we're gonna go back to that. All right, so we have this breakdown here. You can hear the difference between what's going on the toms, the rest of the headed portions of the drums, and what's going on with the kick drum. So the kick drum always sounds alien. The toms and things sound like they have been quantized, but they have not been replaced. So there's still an element of humanity to them. So that's a very interesting choice to have made as well. So we're going to go back a little bit and listen to that again. Too far. Right here. Do-do-do-do. It almost sounds too like in those sections they don't replace the kick when it's going with the toms. The snare's not replaced, just the kick is. Ooh. So now we have a new sonic situation in the solo, being as they still have those synths. While they did kind of course correct there for a minute throughout the middle section of the song, they're back to having the synths a little too high in the mix, and underneath this solo, they're competing for the same sonic territory, which is distracting. Like, which one are you supposed to be listening to, the synths or the lead? That doesn't make any sense. That does not make any sense. The synths started to go away halfway through the solo. Go back. So here they're too high. And they're gradually coming down into this spot where they're it's like that snare pop was the cue to bring those synths down out of the mix so that they're not distracting anymore. Why not have them like that throughout the entire solo?